Hey, name is Ray. Welcome back to Jade Investment. Um, Today we're going to be talking about living paycheck to paycheck. It's going to be a brief, quick video, just explaining certain things. That way maybe you can pick something up off of this video. If you're not a subscriber, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. That way you don't miss any future videos. Hit the bell button, that way it alerts you as well. So here we are, we're going to go ahead and get started. As you can see, 56% of people live paycheck to paycheck. And these stats are 2018, 2019, between that time frame. So right now at this time frame, we're at 2020 of September. And so this has changed quite a bit. Some people have lost their jobs. Some people, different things have happened. So 56% of people live paycheck to paycheck, which is it's a lot. 49% of them grew up living paycheck to paycheck. In other words, they learned it from their parents. This is a skill that you learn by being with your parents, seeing what your parents do, living paycheck to paycheck, waiting for that paycheck for it to arrive, and it's already spent before it gets here. Say, for instance, they get paid on Friday. Come Wednesday, they don't have any money left. They're waiting for that paycheck, and they're already spending funds before it gets here. So that's something. So parents, teach your kids on how not to live paycheck to paycheck. And this is something that you can learn from here. 1 in 4 never receive a raise in their job. Some of them receive bonuses, and the reason why they get bonuses so they don't have to give you a raise. Some of them don't receive a raise, so they're maxed out. They max out their paycheck monthly, weekly, however you want to look at it. 42% have no savings. 42% of the population do not have a savings. So if something happens with their paycheck, they can't even continue to go on. So now they get further back. And the average savings is $3,538 for the ones that have savings. That's all they have. It's $3,538. The people not living paycheck to paycheck, their average savings is $26,113. So as you can see, the huge difference just on their savings. On someone that lives paycheck to paycheck is $35.38. The ones that don't live paycheck to paycheck, in other words, have that paycheck, they're not counting on it, they have $26,113 in savings. So you know what you can do with that. That's a comforter. It helps you. You're not so stressed out. So here we go on this side. So question is more money the solution? And I'll get back to that. I'll answer that here in a second. A higher paying job. Do you think a higher paying job would be good? Well, the thing is, with the higher paying job, you're going to get complacent. And what happens when somebody gets a raise or they get a higher paying job? Say they get a higher paying job, so now they got an extra $500 a month. Within that $500 a month, they're going to go buy another car, and that $500 is already gone. That's how people do it. If they don't understand budgeting, and that's what we're going to talk about. So in other words, if you want to get out, second job, it's not permanent, but just to pay off some of the debt. So if you want to get out, living paycheck to paycheck because you messed up and you maxed out, you have so many bills that it's impossible for you to get out of it unless you get a second job or a higher paying job. The only way those two are going to work is if you get a budget. And we're going to talk about that here in a second. So you use a budget, or you can downsize your living situation. So in other words, if you have a massive house, a 4-bedroom, 5-bath, or just a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and you don't need it. It's just you and your wife, or just you, your wife, and you just have one kid. So do you really need a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house? No, you can downsize to a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, and you can sell that one just for the meantime. It's just temporary until you get back on your feet and change things. So here's the causes for living paycheck to paycheck. Is no budget. That's the biggest one, is no budget. Because if you have a budget, you can change things for you. Another one is keeping up with the Joneses. Everybody knows what that means. You're trying to keep up with your next door neighbor. You're trying to keep up with friends. You're trying to keep up with, you see somebody driving a Mercedes, so you want to go drive a Mercedes. And you're trying to keep up with somebody who doesn't care what you drive. Nobody cares what you drive. Maybe you can show up with your friends and they'll be like, oh, that's a nice car. Okay, so what? After you leave you're the one that's stuck with the payments, not your friends. I'm not saying you can't have a nice car. By all means, have a nice car. I have nice cars. But I also have a budget. If it doesn't fit within that budget, I won't get it. So another one, too large of a home, huge car payments, and maxed out credit cards. Those are the main ones that people get into. They max out their credit cards, huge car payments, huge loan on their mortgage. And here we go, 67%. They got out of living paycheck to paycheck by budgeting. You have to budget. You have to tell your money where to go and what to do. Your money will do it on its own. It'll take off wherever it wants to go, wherever it needs to go. But you control your money and tell it what it needs to do. You're in charge of that. So the minute you start getting a budget, and I know some people say, I don't want to hear a budget. That sounds like something the poor do it. And guess what? Millionaires, billionaires have budgets. That is how they became millionaires and billionaires, because they had a budget. They didn't just throw their money away. They didn't go buy fancy cars when they couldn't afford fancy cars. You can increase your savings. You can invest. You can buy real estate. You can buy land. You can get additional income, multiple streams of income. And this is how you're going. First, you got to do your budget. You got to find out what's happening. Where's your money going? How many bills do you have? What bills can you get rid of? And this is where Dave Ramsey comes in also. Dave Ramsey talks about getting rid of your smallest debt. So in other words, if you have a credit card that's $500, you get rid of that one first before you get rid of the $20,000 one. Some people do it backwards and try to get rid of the $20,000 one. Get rid of your smallest debt first, and then you get that payment, move it to your next smallest one, and you continue. Snowball effect. He talks about that. If you can get a budget going, you can get out of living paycheck to paycheck. Once you do that, then you can start doing your investing in real estate, which is something I teach. So I just want to show you a quick video of stats so you can see what it is, and so you can understand that you do need a budget for everything. Don't get in real estate without a budget. It won't work. Trust me, it will not work. I still have a budget. Even with all the properties I have, Airbnbs, I still have a budget. So just keep that in mind. I appreciate you watching the video, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks.